Hong Kong is opening up the gates for a Bitcoin ETF. We have hot CPI data momentarily shaking the confidence in investors, but Bitcoin has given no Fs. But there is something dangerous that just broke in the background. Will we see missiles fly between Iran and Israel? All this and more on today's Blockchain Basement.
We are the bread and butter of all the information that's been swimming across the internet for crypto news.
If you're gonna screw me, at least pull my hair.
Hell yeah. What do you got?
They could start chopping off fingers. They're like, give me your seed phrase, but I don't know it.
Over 2 years, he's made like 17K on Roblox. And he's
What?
Like 12.
You never listen to me. We must be married. Yeah, well, how much are you investing? $100.
$400,000 to $600,000. The generational signals are now. Now.
You're spread so thin, that's how you get in on Snake. Snake's been my biggest winner.
Oh yes, welcome one, welcome all to the Blockchain Basement. Been working hard on, I want to make this place just really exemplify my feelings here. Here's my militia cup. We got Hannah sitting down with us today. Quite a crazy day. Things are getting more busy. The deeper into price action, the busier life gets here. So just feeling that. I am going to be more active on Twitter. I promise you, Hannah, I'm going to be more active on Twitter. It's kind of dangerous getting the inner thoughts of Drew. So, you know, pinky swear. Yeah, no.
Speech. We're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, I almost called Israel a werewolf this morning. So I got to be careful with that. But here is my Twitter account. Go ahead and follow. This is my first self-shill in a long time, I guess. I'm terrible at this part of the, YouTuber job, but here I am on Twitter. Go ahead and follow me there. There's me with John Lavelle hanging out, and obviously Hannah Hughes. You got to follow Hannah Hughes at Hannah Hughes _. There are tons of fake Hannah Hugheses, so just be careful out there. And our Discord is getting filled with hackers. Like we late in the night, they pose as the actual channel, so be careful.
What?
Yeah, it's getting weird. The hotter that the bull market gets, the more hackers we'll see come into the space. But we had some shakiness today, folks. We had Bitcoin jackknife down to, I believe, 68,000. Actually, in the 67s momentarily, 67.5. Very fast come back up. You had the hot CPI data get released first thing in the morning. We'll get into all the reasons why, and really my long-term viewpoint of where this market is going at large in the show today. There's quite a stack of news that I've put together today, so kind of want to just hop right into it. We had some pretty big news come out of Hong Kong. It's from Bitcoin News at Twitter, SFC to approve its first Bitcoin ETF by April 15th, right around the time of the Bitcoin halving. What a lovely confluence of situations we have going on right now. And you guys are positioned before all of this. The absolute insanity of this parabolic bull run is really unfolding. So shout out to you for being well positioned. Deadwood, C90FTW, Nicole Ministator, Eric Carlson, Bob from Accounting, Laserface Truck, Dano. Really appreciate y'all for joining us here today. And down in the Rumble, Two Bros Mining and username formerly known as GB. So shout out to you guys. But this Hong Kong move, it's a big deal. Okay, Hong Kong opening up its ETF access in confluence with America's BlackRock representative, absolutely gobbling up all the Bitcoin on exchanges, further compounding this Bitcoin supply shock. And there's William Carey. I think it was the first time he's able to catch a live stream. Shout out to you, brother. Seeing China open up Hong Kong's access to Bitcoin ETFs to allow them to get into the technological trade war of Bitcoin and capturing as much of the nation's sovereign wealth into cryptocurrency as their fiat fails at a, arguably the faster rate than the United States dollar. It's not a matter of if these fiat systems are going to fail. It's a matter of when. How long do we have before that bubble should burst? So, with that, we just highlight this, the Bitcoin hitting record low on reserves. supply shock warning has been put out this morning. Exchange reserves have plunged to new lows, dipping below 2 million Bitcoin this April, representing less than 10% of its circulating supply. Data from CryptoQuant shared by Finbold on April 8th indicates the exchanges hold only, why'd that do it? 1.9 million Bitcoin, roughly 9.8% of the circulating supply, 19.6 mil. So as a supply shock happens when Bitcoin's available supply on exchanges suddenly drops, while the demand spikes, this often leads to price increase. Yes, it's just basic economics there, driven by higher buy orders compared to sell orders. And, it's something we've been highlighting for quite a while. And really the supply shock began in the middle of March of 2020 when flu season broke out and a lot of basic financial instruments started to give some very dangerous signals. We saw the exchange supply start to fall off a cliff. Shout out to $0 Giro. I sent you a message on Twitter. I want to get your shirt size. Got a little thing I'm putting together for you. So let me know. And shout out to Deadwood. I heard Deadwood let me know AJC coin not looking great. It's like one of the first ego connected coins I saw. I got kind of weird feelings about it when I saw it. And also, yes, let us know if we should be going live on Kick. I saw all the new kids are going on Kick. Hannah's talking me into going on Kick. It sounds like it's coming for us. She's all smitten with her smile, forcing me to do things. Unbelievable. But I will be, I will be going on Kick. I'm going to also be more active I swear to God.
Twitter.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard because I'm so obsessive about research that it's like, how do I
it's about
all over the place?
It's hard to balance. There's too many things.
Well, and when I get home, I just shut down. Like when I got home yesterday, I was hell-bent on getting those posts into concrete in the ground, and it was raining pretty bad, and I did not care. I was out there till 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? My hands are a little extra sore today, but dug the holes by hand, got them all in, covered in water, came in just looking like a ravenous werewolf. My wife gave me a big old hug and made cookies for me. So shout out to my wife. What a wonderful gal. If you see $0 Giro's size of shirt, please do let me know too, because that's something I'm putting together. Now this from Vivek for real. This is not Vivek Ramaswamy. It's U.S. Bitcoin ETFs took the price from 45,000 to 70,000, an 80% increase with just 3 months. Expect a similar outcome from Asia approving the Bitcoin ETFs next week, along with the halving as a compounded situation. Are you mentally prepared for $100,000? We'll just pull this full screen so you can see. I think this is a really good just forest through the trees view. Get my brains out of here so we can see this back in here. You had the initial halving, the first portion of Bitcoin's life cycle, really parabolic. The secondary halving, this was the pump in the end of 2017 that really caught a lot of retail's attention. A lot of retail were like, what is a Bitcoin? I can't buy a whole one. How do I do this? And then the research, for at least myself, I've been watching it through this whole portion, but really the guts of the research for me happened here. And then this halving right here. Now this little portion right here, that little guy, that's COVID right there, that little flu. And then we pumped up to, our previous highs. Now we're sitting here playing around above the previous highs before the halving is even here. This is stupid bullish. I'm sorry, this is I've been responding to a lot of people talking about doom and gloom being the guarantee for risk assets and, Bitcoin and Wall Street, all these different things. Really, I just see this as a collapse up. And I'll get into why here later on in the show. It'll come full circle. But here we have the IMF. What you got?
Full circle.
Full circle. That's right. I try to, paint the broader picture here. The IMF withholding financial aid for El Salvador due to its Bitcoin alliance, per the report of the international publication InfoBay. Weird name, InfoBay. And yes, this is something the IMF is not happy that they're losing a customer within El Salvador. El Salvador's moved to Bitcoin as its backing, and it has lesser need for the worldwide welfare. I guess I could say it that way. IMF is a predatory organization that puts countries down into a position of weakness so it can act as that fountain of return and further consolidate power. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, they are upset with their loss of control over El Salvador, put simply. So now we have the CPI data. Big deal. Oh my God, it printed hot, 3.5. Wow. Even though it's a scam number in and of itself. Okay, they don't account for the basic necessities and goods that me and you utilize every day. This is the fourth consecutive month of CPI coming in hot versus estimates. Coming a little hotter than expected. We've seen a lot of people talking about the crude oil impact, things of that nature. One thing I do believe I have here, pull my screen down for a quick second here on. I'm going to find something on the deep web here. Where is this? It was in Slack. And I know that, let me see here, because this hit me hard. TJ brought this to my attention. I was feeling it in my guts, and I was like, man, this price is hitting me hard. Look at where the inflation itself is. This is from Evan at Stock MKT News, and where inflation is and isn't. So auto insurance. Look at auto insurance in the 12-month change in the price of it. My God. Hannah, did you experience this price spike in insurance?
I'm very blessed, and I don't pay for my car insurance right now. My mother does. I love you, Mom. Thank you so much, Mom, and I'm really sorry. Thank you, Mom and Todd.
It cost me like
I'm gonna have to soon.
G's.
I'm gonna have to soon. I'm running out of time, and I really don't.
It was so painful. Well, in my insurance, I'm on the hunt for a new insurance agency because it essentially I had to pay the entire premium up front, and it had a price increase at the same time. It was absolutely brutal. Thank God for crypto.
What do they tell you the reason is?
That everyone's doing it. They don't have a reason. They're just like, our policy's changing. You're effed. We don't give a damn about you.
You're buying the same exact thing.
It's the same product. I have had the same product for multiple years.
So you should get on the phone with them and be like, listen, why am I paying? Why are you getting a raise, but I'm not getting anything in return?
They don't care, Hannah. That's the thing. They don't care. They just changed the policy in general. Thank God for crypto. I could, handle this and it not affect me. Holy snap. And insurance, Bob, I agree. It feels like a scam because, when you need it, it seems like they find these little reasons why you're not eligible for it, etc. But just the baseline price for insurance being up 22% over a 12-month period, absolutely insane. Rent up 5.7%. We have housing up 4.7%. Restaurant meals. This is. I mean, I guess I could see that. In my jurisdiction, it's very rural. They haven't really seen the price increases on the restaurant side yet. Personal care, etc., where it wasn't primarily rental cars. Look at that. Rental cars getting cheaper because less people are using them, probably. Toys, because that's an excess expenditure you could do without. Airfare, because travel and leisure is an excess expenditure you can do without. When you're facing the front end of the literal next Great Depression, people stop traveling for leisure. It's another signal, a canary in the coal mine for what's to come. Appliances, they're making them work longer. They're repairing what they got. Furniture, excess. And this sucks to see the school books and supplies going down, but honestly, this is the same stuff. People are holding on for dear life right now. You can see hotel rooms, used vehicles, and really, I do hope that we'll have an excess of production in vehicles so I can buy some cheap vehicles with crypto at the next peak. But absolutely disgusting and very reminding of why I am so bullish on utilizing crypto. Not only, I speculate on all different types of projects that can have, better upside than the other, but really at large, crypto acts as a more aggressive savings account for me. It's my preferred location to store my value. I see the insane risk that is staring everybody in the eye every single day. And I consistently hear people talk about, oh no, it's probably going to turn out okay. And this trade war, it's just a short-term thing. It won't turn into any silver clouds. And really, my retort is, you are not paying attention to overall historical movements of countries and nation states and the trade relations there within. And what I am talking about right now is the path to Bretton Woods 2.0. Bretton Woods 1.0 occurred after World War II was completed, and the winner was acknowledged, which was the United States, moved into the monetary position of power that we are in right now. to remain in at large. We see some people in the BRICS nations trying to build out an alternative system to that. They're going to utilize portions of crypto to try to compete. And yes, those will pump our bag. So with those bag pumpings, I'm just going to be stacking more and more land and just getting ready for this is a big, big kahuna. This isn't some kind of 2008, 2008 was a pretty big crash in relativity, but it's nothing compared to what I think is coming in the larger scheme of things. And a lot of people we saw had June rate cut odds collapse. We have a lot of people saying that since this hot CPI came out, that the Fed will not cut rates. I still do disagree with that, but here's the rate cut odd collapse on a graph, just so you can get the visual from it from Zero Hedge. And this is just a pretty sharp decline. A lot of opinions changing pretty quickly. Mine, not so much, because I'm looking at the larger macro picture. And $4 trillion asset manager State Street says the Federal Reserve will cut those interest rates by 50 points in June. By June is what they're saying. I'm saying more so in June. And 150 basis points by the end of 2024. This is counterintuitive to what the larger market consensus is. But guess what? State Street is in charge of $4 trillion worth of assets. They're right up there with Vanguard, BlackRock. They're one of the big, big kahunas. So just making note of that. You have one side of the fish tank saying, oh my gosh, this momentary hot CPI report means that Jerome Powell gets to act hawkish and hold these rates high. Not so the case in my opinion. And there's graphical explanation of that further on. This is more talk about the inflation situation we have from Peter St. Onge, PhD. Get ready for $100 oil and $150 gas tank fill-ups
right now.
He's just calling out. I mean, this guy is early. He's correct way ahead of time, which is kind of the difficulty being a macro analyst that's on the point. You see things coming much further out than when they actually occur. So a lot of people think that you're wrong until it's too late. And then they're sit there asking you for retroactive advice on what to do next. Bloomberg blames geopolitical tensions, OPEC cuts, and Ukrainian drones for soaring oil. There's just a larger macro need for oil coming out of this conflict in Ukraine and soon to come Taiwan, soon to exacerbate in Israel and Iran. But given all the commodities are on a tear, gold is up 15%. The real puppet master is the Federal Reserve. Now the Fed's frog marching a coalition of 30 global central banks into rate cuts, even as prices March in this month are up month by month. So really nice, just further explanation of that. Wonder why I think I got blocked by Barachart. I think I got blocked by someone. I mean, at least that means I'm doing something right.
Why?
You know what I mean?
Wait,
I have no
how
idea.
do you spell that?
B-A-R chart.
B-A-R.
I think is how it is. But I can't remember. This is talking about this is stupid. Blackstone making $10 billion multifamily purchase, going on the real estate offensive, buying some of the blood in the multifamily sectors. We've seen a downturn in those. Remember during flu season, we saw...
Wait, hold on.
What?
Blackstone and BlackRock. What is Blackstone?
Blackstone is another subsidiary of BlackRock.
Okay, true. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, this is just another let's go into it. I do believe that that's the case, but let's do some live research. Blackstone.
What's next?
BlackRock.
Black Boulder. Black Pebble.
Why BlackRock wants to be Blackstone again. Let's see here. It's not just the name BlackRock. The world's largest asset manager has its roots in Blackstone. There it is. World's largest alternative investment manager. So good clarification on that. That was good. I'm glad we sorted that out. This is them going on the offensive, buying some blood on the streets within the multifamily sector. They're going to be pushing people into these bird cages more and more as people have to capitulate from their single family locations into apartments. No harm and shame. If you love apartments, fine. Great. I hate them. I would never be in one. They drive me absolutely insane. I hate being next to people, and I sing very loud and I yell often. So I'm not the greatest apartment neighbor, not the greatest person to have next to you. So there's that. They're going on the offensive, buying some blood. And here is just a larger view, another guy that gets stuff right well ahead of time. And he said some things I very much disagree with, but overall, really good place for information, finance a lot. And he's talking about drawing a straight line from 1899. If you think this time is different, he has news for you. And really, I see us continually, over the next few years, up until 2030, essentially, banging our heads. But guess what? That thing comes to a close at 2030. This triangle graph that is so old literally comes to a peak, a crescendo at 2030. No, I don't think we're going to be breaking out and just going beyond this overall created line. This is just a further graphical view of the warnings that this big kahuna fall off are coming from. And this is the OG 1929 Great Depression. You can see that pullback in the markets was not just a temporary pullback. That was a absolute gutting and a reset. But we have some things I want to talk about here. And here's why. It starts with this graph. I've been continually updating this graph. This is the inflation at risk of resurging. This is 1974 inflation cycle versus the current. And we are still right on track and looking like we still got about maybe 2.5 years before we see the gut-wrenching ride back up to 15% year over year. So things are about to get real bad on the inflation. This is the collapse upwards I keep warning about. And let's talk about what happens during this whole time. This is actually the Federal Reserve history. Just a little context. Great inflation was the defining macroeconomic event of the second half of the 20th century. 1964, inflation measured a little more than 1% per year. It had been in this vicinity over the preceding 6 years. This is the great inflation they're referring to. This is, in general, I call this 70s to 80s inflation chaos. But there's some things that happen. So the orthodoxy guiding policy in the post-World War II era was Keynesian stabilization policy, motivated in large part by the painful memory of the unprecedented high employment of the United States during the Great Depression. Okay, this means the collapse of the Bretton Woods. Should we see another basically fiat currency failure, chasing Phillips curve in pursuit of lower unemployment could not have occurred in the policies of the Federal Reserve if they were well anchored. In the 1960s, the dollar was anchored, albeit very tenuously, to gold through the Bretton Woods Agreement, that consortium that was decided upon after World War II. So the story of the Great Inflation is also part of the collapse of the Bretton Woods system and the separation of the US dollar from the last link to gold. During World War II, the world's industrial nations agreed to a global monetary system that would bring greater economic stability and peace.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this is contextual. Okay, I'm talking decades. I'm playing with big fish here. That system hashed out by 44 nations into Bretton Woods in New Hampshire during the 1944 July meeting. It agreed on the fixed rate of exchange between the currencies of the world and the US dollar that it was linked to. But it had a number of flaws in its implementation, and the main attempt to maintain a fixed parity between gold currencies that were incompatible with their domestic economic goals. Many nations, it turned out, were pursuing monetary policies that promised it to march up the Phillips curve for a more favorable unemployment inflation nexus. As the world reserve currency dollar had an additional problem, global trade grew, and so did the demand for the dollar reserve. For a time, these dollars were satisfied in an increasing balance of payments, but that foreign central banks accumulated more and more dollar reserves. This, as inflation drifted higher during the latter half of the 60s, they were increasingly converted to gold. In the summer of 1971, Nixon halted the exchange of the dollars for gold by these foreign banks that wanted to get their gold assets. So essentially, what I see here, we broke a system that was put together after World War II. Now they're pushing us into World War III to break the system that we have currently in place, albeit with all its flaws and not, so they can have a clean chessboard and remap the game for their benefit. This is the larger scheme of what I see is playing out right now. So I just had to give a little bit of overscope on this historical context. We're going to be seeing things get very, very spicy, especially if those missiles do land in Israel from Iran right now on that breaking news. It is getting very hot out there. We haven't even seen the movement of the Chinese naval fleet into Taiwan, which I do think is still to come. But we all need to see this coming and get the message out to the masses. The normies right now need to know that there is an escape hatch. And at large, Bitcoin still remains that. But if we see BlackRock continue to gobble up control of the miners, that situation would change. That's why we need to make sure that we keep looking for innovative technologies to build on top of Bitcoin, or strong layer ones that have good throughput capability that can actually handle a transition of this global financial plumbing. We all say we want it, but we need to absolutely acknowledge the problems that we have right now, especially with like the Solana. It has migratory patterns, goes back to Solana, breaks it, goes to Avalanche, breaks that. We need to acknowledge these things. We need to keep the upgrades going. This is a video. I don't know if I should play. This kid really curses a lot. I'm going to play just the front end of it. Let's just give it a listen.
Explain to me in crayon eating terms why I make over 3 times the federal minimum wage and I cannot afford to live. And I do not want to hear the pull yourself up from your bootstraps, work 90 hours a week. That's not the goal, guys.
Yeah. It's these kids are getting pissed. These kids are getting real pissed. And even like older folks. What you got?
I don't understand how a minimum wage or like entry level job.
He's 3 times the minimum.
That's what he said. 3 times.
He's
minimum?
3 times
Bro,
the
minimum. There's absolutely no way. Like there's no way. If you think about, especially student loans, car insurance, like if you had to pay for all that, there's no way. And people that are my age that are graduating like cannot find jobs. The job market is not good.
Yeah, it's
like
not great.
I don't understand.
And even the thing is, even if you're making it decently well, things are so damn expensive right now that like the up and coming generation, like if I didn't pull the trigger and buy a house before flu season, I'd be effed. You know what I mean? I bought a house like 2 months before, global lockdowns, and really it was a saving grace for sure. I definitely feel for the younger generations trying to make the up and come. That's why this information is extremely important to get out everywhere now, because this is happening in live time. It's really hard to piss off a Canadian, but when you see thousands of Canadians getting online and ranting into their phones, even with their media controls that have been put in place by Castro Trudeau, you can tell that the people are at a boiling point and they need an escape hatch built. Drew has 4. Yes, I got all kinds of kids. I have insane family. I love how big my family is. It's when it's really cooking, we're all outside. It's quite a special thing. So here we have just more implosion on the fiat side. Ladies and gentlemen, take a seat, grab your popcorn. This is from Just Dario, and be prepared to enjoy the Japanese value implosion show. He's playing tennis, and that's why he's late to the announcement. This is Japan's value of their currency when compared in dollar terms. Japan's currency is falling off a cliff, and that value in USD is skyrocketing. And now, one larger thing that I look at really, this is where the interest rate conversation in my mind was formulated last year, talking about June of this year. I've been calling this for a long time. And the reason why is because Japan came out and just outwardly said, hey, we're going to cut rates in June. That's our plan. We aren't looking to, kind of psyop the public or be wishy-washy about this. And in my opinion, at large, the United States wants to keep Japan a strong trade partner, not only for macro, war reasons like what you saw in World War II, but just the larger infrastructure of trade that's been built between Japan and the United States. It's a very important relationship to keep together, especially if we're getting into a trade war with BRICS, China, Russia, all the other big producers. And India is still a question. India might rug pull China. India is like that lukewarm friend that would sell you out for Pez if they got the opportunity to. I just kind of feel that way. It'd be nice to see some choosing of sides from India on that one. Now this, sometimes you don't have to choose a side.
We are the bread and butter of all the information.
Oh.
No.
Owen.
Nah.
Owen.
Nah.
Was that the intro? Is the music playing? Okay.
No.
All right. Pull up the screen
No.
again. Can you pull up the screen? Okay,
Good,
there it is.
good.
Every time I see my rifle is better than yours debate, I'm reminded of the two OGs that liked each other's rifles and became friends, Kalashnikov, Stoner. This just be better. You don't have to be a one winner takes all type situation. And, I see that kind of translating over to layer ones that compete or layer twos that are being added into. It's like, I feel like sometimes I run into camps that are just so polarized within themselves. It's like a winner take all type scenario. It creates a little bit of division. And really, we need to be working together as a crypto consortium at large to really make a difference in the world and to make sure that it's done in the right way so that we don't have expiration dates on our CBDCs, that we don't have financial controls if they'll get mad at me for buying a bunch of freedom seeds with my CBDC. And really, I want the option to not have to utilize a CBDC. That should be my right. And the right to privacy. We have the right to privacy in this country, at least in the United States. And we're just kind of going opposite of that direction. And everyone's just like, all right, it works easy. It's fine. They just are completely giving away the whole. I know, Hannah, I'm going to start cursing so easily about this subject.
Passion.
But yeah, it's disappointing. I'm not mad at the larger public for choosing safety over freedom, but I am disappointed. I will say that. Now this is where I'm not disappointed. We have positive news for once. Louisiana and South Carolina both passing constitutional carry, bringing the total number of states in the United States where you no longer need a permit to carry to 29 states. That is over the halfway threshold. Probably going to keep on going. We are indeed winning, folks. Let's just take a good look at this beautiful graph here.
That's crazy.
Green is permitless carry. You do not need a permit for concealed carry in the green states. Permit required, usually shitholes. Colorado's still nice, but the Denver is just a shithole. New Mexico, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're like surrounded by actual America. You're just sitting here holding out for some weird reason. I'd expect nothing less from the Limpress on the West Coast, nor the Limpress on the top right coast of the United States, or the Somalian overlords that control Michigan, Minnesota, all of that stuff. But nice to see the freedom growth from the center. What?
Oh, the orange one. Permitless.
What? North Dakota. This was
for
whack.
residents.
What in the hell is going on?
You have to own a
here?
house?
Permitless carry for residents only. So if you're not, you could be a
renter.
You could be a resident in. I think that you can be a resident in them without owning a house. You just gotta be like, because people go to school at a time and become, I believe, a resident. I'm not 100% sure. I just moved there and then I get a license there and all of a sudden I'm a resident. You know what I mean? I've never really thought into that. Something I am going to start thinking about is a residency outside the U.S. As a potential to go to, because I might go to Luxembourg, my family country. I have a large farm out there. You laugh. I'm serious. The Whitert family actually has a pretty large farm in Luxembourg. So I might be taking advantage of that. I hear land is very sought after in Luxembourg. But good to see permitless carries making its way around the world, at least in the U.S. This making its way across the internet this morning. This is from Iraq Veteran 8888. Absolutely awesome account. Hey, U.S. Navy, you had thousands of photos to choose from, and you choose this one. Why is the question we are asking ourselves? Probably engagement farming. I think this has got to be engagement farming. There is no way that they put the scope on backwards. You can't even see through it. And look at the shoulder position.
Who posted this?
Yeah, I mean, this is the Navy. The Navy posted this picture. Let's go here and see if they still left it up here. I mean, God, you go through.
They tried to recruit me for the Navy last week.
Of course they did.
Because I can do 4 pull-ups.
I wonder if they took it down. Because you can do 4 pull-ups?
Yeah, he was like, are you local?
I mean, that is huge, Hannah. That is huge stuff. I mean, you work out a lot. I'm sure you could do more than 4 pull-ups.
I can do 4, but my goal is 10 right now. We'll be there soon.
They might have taken this picture down.
Next week.
I think they might have taken this picture down. They got a lot of slack for this. I did see the Marines respond and, actually did a correct placement and firing of the, weapon in their hand instead of, because they got to have training on this stuff. You can't act like There's got to be some level of training here. I mean, for God. And yeah, scope kiss. Like, when my first time shooting a 30-06, I decided to do it prone when I was like 12 years old. And a 30-06, you've probably never shot a 30-06, Hannah, but a 30-06 has some kick. I was 12 years old laying prone. That thing just went bam right into the center of my head. A lesson learned with blood when I was a young lad taking my try at a 30-06. And my pops wanted me to try my first handgun was a 357 Magnum long barrel. And that thing was insane. That thing was absolutely insane to shoot as a kid. I was like 7 years old or something like that. I think it was like, boom! Like, I mean? It was huge. Huge. So, but it was a good way to kind of get over the, like, big booms don't really bother me, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it never really, like, I was in training when I was later on in my life, and there's some people that are just like jerking every time it went off. Maybe it helped in that regard, or maybe just my hearing's blown and I'm insane thinking that I can hear sounds. But here, Hannah, you remember when I was showing the Tundra and its firing system? Some guy, only Toyota for me is a Tacoma Technical with a Freedom launcher for hunting. This guy, it looks like, might have actually installed one of these things on his Toyota with a control system. Look at this thing, Owen. Look at this glory. This is potential.
Hey, what is that? What is it shoot at? What is that?
I mean, these look like a small missile launcher. I have no idea. Like, yeah, that's going to be maybe Stingers. I would like to get a Stinger. You've seen the shoulder held Stingers are absolutely nasty. Here's the new Forerunner coming out. So this is actually probably on my get list for my crypto gains in this bull market. Look at this thing. Oh my God. How beautiful is this Forerunner? I think I absolutely have to get one of these. But I don't know if they have a third row or not. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous body line. This thing is just hot. I'm slightly erect looking at this. Need to probably back out of that one. Gonna get a, I want to get the Sequoia, but that Forerunner just looks slick. That looks slick right there. Michael King talking about that's anti-aircraft. That would be really nice to have. That'd be really nice to have on a Tacoma. I am remaining a Toyota Maxi, not sorry. 4-cylinder only. God, are they downgrading the Forerunner to 4-cylinder? What? Why are they doing this to me? Why are they doing? And they downgraded the Tundra to a 6-cylinder. The new Tundra is a 6-cylinder.
Cars.
What if I want to burn as many dead dinosaurs as possible? You know, isn't that my freedom, my right? Why is that not an option?
That is your right.
It should be.
Yes.
It really should.
Write them a letter.
So here, back to crypto. Now let's figure out what altcoins you're going to be looking into to buy a bunch of these Sequoias and Tacomas. Stablecoin issuer Circle's head of global policy on Biden crypto policy risks and standards. A little bit of Uncle Joe acting like he's going to be able to control crypto. During an appearance on Bloomberg TV, Dante Disparte, the head of global policy at Circle, shared his insights on the Biden administration's approach to managing the potential risks associated with crypto, particularly focused on stable coins and the broader implications of its illicit financing. Disparte expressed frustration over what he perceived as a congressional inaction in the face of the Biden administration's proactive steps towards understanding and regulating blockchain in digital asset space. So in response to concerns about illicit financing, such as state actors like North Korea and all these potentials, Russia, what if they're doing Ethereum validator nodes? We saw Elizabeth Warren asking all these theoretical questions yesterday. They're building the framework for this macro conversation against crypto in the background and its nefarious purposes. Disparte urged a nuanced understanding of the term crypto, advocate for the model of collective defense where the industry stakeholders and regulators work together to enforce standards and prevent the misuse of digital assets. He referenced his own op-ed coinciding with the remarks of Deputy Treasury Wally Adeyemo, that was that guy yesterday, to underline the argument that the issue is not cryptocurrency itself, but the individuals and groups who exploit any financial system for illegal gains, or if you deem them illegal in a time of World War III because they're on the opposite side of the field than you. Maybe that. And this is just the larger conversation. Like, I don't think the real capability of the government is there to stop the design of decentralized blockchain. It's just not there. But they will try to control the on-roads, the on-ramp, the off-ramp of it, and that is largely in stable coins that people like to house their value. Then also trying to come up with this crypto world police type organization that can control this on the grand scheme and control Russia's capabilities to send value to its internal partners. I think that they're trying to pull off a way to do this. I don't think that BRICS is going to have any reason to work alongside it. It'll actually just essentially break them off into two operating systems that are operating independently of each other once the war actually hits a very kinetic stage in its life cycle. Then you'll see boycotts for goods coming from those countries that whatever your position in America, your enemy is probably going to be everything within BRICS. And if you're positioned in BRICS, then you're going to be probably positioned against everything within NATO. So, that is happening right now in the background. Negative miles per gallon. Lol. I wonder what the miles per gallon are on the new Forerunner. If you know in the chat what the miles per gallon on these things, because they're going down to a 4-cylinder. On the Forerunner. That is, Owen, is this okay? What did you grow up listening to a V8 just rumble and the power that you felt from a real V8 engine? You know what I mean? The iForce V8, thick. Yeah. Well, okay, but you know what? They did have the Tundra engine V8 inside some Forerunners. My mom's got one. That thing is an absolute beast. Man, I'm gonna miss this. I'm gonna miss it. It's all going away. They're gonna stop making them is the thing.
The SEC is suing Uniswap.
Oh,
did I just
really?
see that?
What? We should see. Let's see. Let me swim around Twitter. Uniswap SEC. Let's see if we got breaking news. Can't imagine it's too outside the scope. I mean, the SEC's been going after everyone. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. SEC planning to sue DeFi, giant Uniswap, which this is insane. Oh my God, exactly what I'm talking about. Their movements against our decentralized systems coming in right as they start to work for us and help us escape. We have this asshole coming out and trying to take away our nice things. Check Basement Discord. I can't check it live time right now, Deucey, but I'll get in there right away. Biggest decentralized exchange for trading crypto is being targeted by the SEC. This is a war on freedom. I'd agree with that. We should all stand together and support crypto founders in this fight against governments. Man, this is damn big news. This is really big news. Apple's got Uniswap apps. Like they have tons of users with apps of Uniswap, not even just using it on the basic web, but on their cell phones directly, moving to sue them in a bid to hobble fast-growing DeFi sector. Look at how pissed off this guy is. We should do a live take of crypto Dirtbag. I made a song about Gary Gensler. It's called Crypto Dirtbag.
Teenage dirtbag.
You know this song.
I'm just an old man.
Yeah, this guy. Oh my God, we're gonna have to bring that song back. We gotta bring it back quick. Owen. Russia announced that terrorists who killed 140 people at the Crocus City Hall in Moscow were paid by the Ukrainian energy company Burisma. Yeah, where have we heard Burisma before? Oh yeah, that's right. Hunter Biden served on the board of directors because he is an oil and gas expert for Burisma. Of course, Ukraine's largest private gas producer from 2014 to 2018. Super. That is just really going to pan out well. This is not good, you guys. Seeing the this is really not going to end up well. Ukrainian payments being verified to be made to those terrorists that pulled off that city hall terrorist hit in Moscow is going to end extremely bad. Extremely bad. This is going to, kind of spiral out of control. I almost feel like I need to break into song about Crypto Dirtbag right now, but I want to wait for Kelly to be back into, it feels like everybody's like, I'm a literal actual musician that just happens to be in crypto. I see a lot of people that are just in crypto try to like move into the music realm as well.
Really?
I have. It's a little cringe.
I really want to learn how to make music.
It makes me want to stop. You know what I mean? Once
No,
everyone starts
don't
doing
stop.
it, you know what I mean? I was like, maybe I was way ahead of it to, I don't know. Jeez,
Music is always going to be around. You're good.
When it gets you in your soul, you know what I mean? It really speaks to you on like a vibes level. You
feel it. I want to make music. I just don't know how. You learn.
Yeah. You should. You're gonna have to because you got some background singing to do and some courses to do, Hannah.
True.
So there's that. And plus, why don't you get you some bongos? You know what I mean? You knock it out of the park. Cowbell. See, you would get your bongos. Cowbell. There you go. We're gonna hop right into. It's already 2:45. God. All right. People don't realize that consolidation is part of the game. They see their portfolio going up for only a few weeks, and once it drops 5%, they act like they've been shot. Nothing goes up in a straight line. You need to be patient. This takes years, not days, not weeks. This is just in reference to altcoins taking a haircut, folks. Yeah, Bitcoin had some volatility. Altcoins took a shellacking. We see this Uniswap down 6%, probably slightly related to the news. Aptos, that stemming child from Diem's development team, shaved off 6.25%. Sweet. This and Polkadot. I'm going to be taking advantage of both of these. Polkadot's in that it's an older coin. It's trying to essentially move into that layer zero conversation. Interoperability is the name of the game for Polkadot, and I do think they're going to actually accomplish it at large. They ran off, I believe, Rust. So I like them. I like Sui from the devs that they have. Yeah, Jim, I do write all my music. I had released Crypto Dirtbag before. We could just play it, maybe. Maybe I might just play it.
That's the outro.
All right, I will. That's what we'll do. We'll play that as the outro. Let's see here. I'll look at NTR and Astar Will. I'll have to check into that one. I don't want to.
It's giving Jimmy Neutron.
Neutron?
You've seen Jimmy Neutron? The cartoon?
I love Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
The huge hair?
NTRN Neutron.
Is that really it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, I mean, it should be if it's not.
We'll have to look at it.
Okay. But the other opportunities, you guys, here, because this is a downturn that's breaking open some opportunities for good entry points. Arweave shaving off overall on the week 8%. Let's look at where Arweave is in general here, because I remember the last time we looked at this thing, it was still within the top 100. It definitely, made a move upwards from that time frame. It's trying to find its home. It is retracing pretty well here. Now you can see initial hardcore sell-off coming down to right at about $29 and some change, $29.89. We're at $30.39 right now. It did jackknife pretty dang close to that 29. Let's see if on the daily it hit exactly $29.63. So slightly below that previous test, but at large, this is health on a shelf that I'm looking to be built. You got to look for the spots where it stops jackknifing to the downside, finds that hard line in sand, and then starts working its way up. And that, I did have a tweet. I did a tweet today, Hannah. I totally did a tweet. And what I said in the tweet was, if you're Solana meme coin or you're in this smaller market cap project that's showing strength during this insane volatility that Bitcoin's bringing for the rest of the markets, these meme coins that are showing strength and have diamond psycho hands are going to absolutely send now because they have that baseline support levels. And I hold a few on Solana. This Mick Friend thing is like gone. I don't know what the hell happened to that thing.
Wait,
I'm just going to leave it. But
it's sent?
No, it's down. It's down.
I have another one that this is complete Degen play. We're not there yet. But the McChicken. McChicken on Solana.
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me, Hannah? No, we're going to be... No. Right now, I have a chance to talk about hot L1s that have lost their shit. Meme coins, I have what I have. I actually have I can't even go into the meme coin that's crushing it for me right now. I honestly can't.
What?
I can't even do it, Hannah. Don't do it. But these ones are the layers that, the layer ones, the layer twos, these hotter, stronger projects, given a little bit of a haircut near. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Wait,
here.
Wormhole, you just went right past it.
Yeah, Wormhole.
Wormhole is W?
Yes, this is the token W.
They are working with Monad.
Yes, and we just saw that huge funding for Monad as well.
Yes, right after I talked about it, and then I found out Thread Guy is like on the team or something.
Really?
Banks is behind Monad somehow, some way.
See, people are going to be fading this thing hard because it's down 40% on the year.
And
I mean, since
Monad
it's-
works with W somehow. I'm about to buy this now.
You're about to buy this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
mean, this is
think-
the opportunity spots I just got to highlight. You know, this is the top 100 biggest losers. Are we within the top? God, it's number 56. Shit. We were like hella bullish on this thing in the top 100s. Here it is. But now, you know, looking at this downturn, you know, I'm expecting Arweave to hold around the $30 level. So I don't hate getting an entry point in there. Stacks nearly giving me my spot that I'm trying to get Stacks for $2 and some change. If that's $2.99, fine. But I just am maybe gonna die on this hill. Let's go to the monthly here. Yeah, I'm trying to get within just a little touch. It's a little touch. That's all I'm looking for. $2.99. $2.99. But this might be just a building of a higher low. It'd actually go in line with this previous low. Or God, I mean, it might have to up my get in spot to just about $3 flat. But Stacks, the next layer, the next generation of Bitcoin, that's one of my must-haves for this bull market. So highlighting the big opportunities there. There's that crazy gal from Russia all mad at us. Here's Franklin Templeton highlighting Eigenlayer, the black hole for Ethereum. Eigenlayer, like, I don't even think they have a token yet. I am watching this protocol very, very closely. Hot dog bounced off of 6 cents. Now, Costco hot dog, this is a comfortable meme coin to talk about. I mean, this graph looking juicy. Costco hot dogs, delicious. So, you know, at this is probably one of the better meme coins to hold in, you know, and at large, I am holding other cryptos. I have a version of Trump Pepe that's actually doing pretty damn decent in relevance to everything. So, you know, I'm pretty excited about that. We see this highlighting from Eigenlayer from Franklin Templeton, extremely bullish. Be paying attention for Eigenlayer as it rolls out. Base is now generating $270 million in annualized revenue. L2s are indeed a profitable business model. Base still extremely undervalued. I still hold Aerodrome. I wonder where Aerodrome is right now. It's a liquidity layer for Base, AERO. Let's go. Oh my God, $1.90. What? This is like $100, like even less. I only put like $80 when this thing first came out. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Damn, nice.
That's fun. This is why crypto's so
Hey,
fun.
chat. One in chat if you have Arrow. Did y'all buy it?
Yeah, I think we got let me know in chat if you got
We've
this
talked
thing.
about this a lot.
Yeah, well, I was doing 18 cents and then I bought like, you know, a little bit more when it was at like 20 cents, but really, really good overall. Still, you know, it's not even $1 billion market cap. Still feeling good about its position at large here. We got the wormhole, Monad, and then working with Solana,
There we
as
go.
Hannah said. Here it is. Monad exciting to announce a partnership and integration with Wormhole Crypto to provide one-day cross-chain support. Very interesting to see that W token, man. We got to be watching out for that thing. That's
a good ticker too.
yeah.
Just
and
W.
very simple. And it feels like a win, right? And just W win. You know, people
Win.
will be so simple they'll put that.
Win is also a token.
Win
I
token.
think they're down bad right now though.
Yeah, down bad.
WE.
This thing, oh yeah, Sui. Just more information on Sui. Sui Play OX1 announced first native handheld gaming console with full Web3 native infrastructure. Very freaking cool, honestly. It's a big play to try to introduce hardware from a software standpoint, but you probably got some ins to make it happen. You know, this is something that might actually be a pretty damn big game changer. So Sui's got a lot of things going for it in the background. I definitely feel like I'm well underexposed to Sui. I'm going to be adding to it in this downturn that we're currently in. It's under check MFer. It's under arrow MFer. Okay. Down bad lull. We have a lot of people that hold arrow. It looks like William Carr, no arrow, but it's all. I mean, you know, it is what it is. So we cover a lot of different projects. You know, some of them go to hell. Some of them do really good. It's all about just making sure that you're risking it for the biscuit. You can't get lucky if you ain't at the fair. Now we see this Circle expanding support for Solana as it becomes a top network for cross-border payments. Not surprised by this. A lot of people are surprised. The World Economic Forum and I believe it was the Bank of International Settlements were highlighting Solana, Algorand, XRP, Stellar Lumens since like 2007, a long time ago. I think the original report I saw was 2017, really just at the baby stages of crypto, and then updated. It included Stellar, it included Solana and all these things. They see these as, potentially useful tools at their disposal. The fact of the matter is, and what we need to be fighting for within this conversation is making sure that we remain free people as they get rolled out. So, and this is kind of just a feel for those damn rugs on Solana. Find a meme coin on Solana. Try to ape at 30K market cap. Failed transactions. Runs to $350,000 market cap. More failed transactions. Size up because you couldn't get in early. 16 failed transactions. Still can't get one through. Finally, a transaction through. Liquidity pool gets rugged 2 minutes later. The feels are all over the field. This hits me right in the feels. The failure of Solana to actually handle the full load, kind of a big concern there. Now, the internet itself that we experience right now is built in layers. So, in that same kind of, application of context about how the internet in and of itself was developed, I think layer 2s are a reasonable thing to come to Bitcoin. I think layer 2s are a reasonable thing to continue expanding on Ethereum. And they're going to be coming to probably Solana and AVAX too. I mean, I'm sorry to freak everyone out or whatever. They want to design a layer 1 that'll just be a one-stop shop for everything. And I don't even expect ICP to pull that off. I expect ICP to have a play in the framework for an actual decentralized Web3. That's what I'm looking for out of ICP. So, it's not a one winner take all. There's Owen's hand. You made it into the show. Look, he's alive. Lead your hand. Stretching. Unbelievable. What do we got here? Oh yeah, this is the hockey stick growth in Chainlink network fees. But the price still hasn't moved from this. This is the spike in revenue that I saw before we made it from $5 to 15. But the price still is asleep. I think we're right around $17 still. Here's the network fees related to CCIP by network. You can see Polygon being a big part of that. Optimism, Ethereum, Base, BNB, the whole crowd, Avalanche, Arbitrum. And the total requests for cross-chain interoperability protocol by network dynamics is the total request cumulative is looking juicy. This is overall why I remain bullish on my hold in Chainlink. And a lot of people are getting concerned because it hasn't tripled like it did recently. And you know what? I am fine with Chainlink consolidating. It is the way that it operates. It consolidates, it breaks out, and you fall back down, find a new support level, build some health on a shelf, and move on up from there. So that's at large how a lot of these different projects move. Flat Smack, yes, we cover the Uniswap being sued by the SEC, but things are getting a little bit crazy out there, you guys. Seeing this Uniswap lawsuit from the SEC, man, they're really reaching here, Hannah. They're really reaching here going after Uniswap. And do you think, remember Uniswap did that, they were potentially going to release rewards for holding their coin. Remember that?
An airdrop or no?
No, I don't think it was just for I think it was just coins on the network that they were going to award. And that's that return of profit conversation that I think they were, maybe just saying an FU to the SEC, saying hey, we might even just release this without your approval. And this may be some punishment from the SEC, but really, God.
How long is this going to go on?
It feels like it goes on forever because I liken it to the ATF and their foolish, comparisons of what's a pistol, what's a long barrel, yada, yada, yada. They just create so much gray area. I feel like it's just this continual creation for confusion.
There's no, there's never a solution.
Yeah. If you keep them confused, then they never know what they really want. You know what I mean?
Crazy how that works.
Yeah.
But anyways, go Uniswap. We love you.
I know.
We believe in you.
Now, I remember I heavily supported XRP because it was the enemy of my enemy, so it became my friend, right? Then the price action, been kind of lackluster, and so I can't justly sit here and be like, oh my God, this thing's going to the moon. We see so many different verifications of other blockchains being integrated with Swift. So, it's just a larger question of if it's going to be the XRP token itself that's the value, or more so the technology that Ripple has been developing for more than 10 years that's actually being utilized by FedNow. That is the larger question, and the stock's probably going to go nuts for Ripple. So, yes, I do support Uniswap in this battle against the SEC. We got to continue supporting these decentralized options of our financial freedom, or the right itself will literally be taken away by these nefarious government agencies. That is the way of the world. We have to fight hard for our freedoms. It never comes cheap. So appreciate every single one of you in the chat fighting for this channel. Share this channel out on your Twitters, on your Facebooks. Get people in here. We got KO Kev. We got myself, Crypto Stevo, Michael Moore, Laserface, Shake and Bake, William Carey, Flat Smack, Just Jim. We also got Jay-Z, Crypto Glasswork, Shake and Bake. Again, down in Rumble, double duty. Two Bros Mining, and formerly known as GB and Word Sister. You guys are the bedrock of how this information fights back. Please share this information. If you want to keep us growing and support the channel, you can do that. If you need new underwear, click the link in our description for Nads. Protect your junk. It's an absolutely fantastic. I'm wearing some right now. No folds on my CCW.
Are we going to play the
waistline is
song? Are we
clean.
going to play the song?
Oh, no. I got to go work out. I'm going to keep them waiting.
Okay.
But we're gonna bring some music.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring some music. I'm going to go do some deadlifts right now. But we're going to get after it. Kelly will be in later on this week.
Yo, we should. You said Bedrock. Do you know the song Bedrock from like 2010? Call me Mr. Flintstone. I could make it bedrock. You need to do that, but we need to make it black rock instead of bedrock.
No.
I have another song idea.
No.
Call me Mr. Flintstone.
I almost feel like maybe playing Crypto Dirtbag. Maybe I should play Crypto Dirtbag.
All right, we have a whole lineup. We're coming out with an EP.
Let me see this. I don't want to. No, it's on my own. It's on my own. This thing is buried. I'm looking for it on here. It's not even on the blockchain basement website.
We'll find it.
All right, we're getting out of here.
See y'all.
All right, peace out.
Bye.